Hi, everyone, and welcome to another joyful connections conversation. And here I am. This is Tina, and I am joined by our beautiful Nalini from Chalice of Wisdom. Hi, Nalini.
Hi, Tina. It's nice to be here.
Yay, it's been a while since we had our last conversation here. And oh my gosh, so many things are shifting, have shifted, continue to shift. And with the solstice coming up, I would love for you to share maybe a little bit with us as to what is going on, an energy update, if you like, for this time of year. What are some of the ways that, or tools available that can support people through this extraordinary time of expansion?
It is an extraordinary time of expansion. It really is for all of us. The light quotient on the whole planet is accelerating. And, there are all kinds of theories and possibilities and ways of talking about this. But honestly, it has to do with us all moving more into authenticity and more into the light that we are. And really an understanding of that. And whether we're conscious or not, no matter how conscious we are or not, it's probably a better way to put that. It's happening for everyone, So first, the thing is to really cultivate a bit of compassion for yourself first, for everything you're going through, and also for everyone else, because everyone's going through this big shift, and there's all kinds of inner dredging going on. We were just talking about the astrology of the time with Mars retrograde, which is always, it's like, let's dredge up all the inner assertive stuff, what we would call male side stuff, but it's in all of us. It's the assertive, the doing energy. And how we do everything is going to change because of that, because Chiron, which is the wounded hero planet, is now in Aries. It will be there for a long time. This means all of the so-called masculine, but it's really our assertive, doing energies, expressive in the world energies, are undergoing, a big purge of all the things that don't work, all the things that we have hurt ourselves with. The way we've done things has really been harmful to ourselves and, perhaps others, but it's really letting go of all of those old ways. And then the panic ensues, because then we're like, oh, I don't know how to do anything, like no one's feeling that at the moment, right? And really say yes, but Source does. The light that we are does. The light that we are knows exactly what it's doing. So we have a new level of trust.
Yeah, so beautiful. I really feel like it was quite a while ago that you gave me suggestion to give my body permission and instruction to let the light in fully, and that was like, it changed everything. And I feel like with this now, with the energy, with the solstice coming up, that is like being amplified in such an amazing way that really, it's like, okay, shift and get off the freaking pot, be the light you are and let everything else just go, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure there's one of those anymore to sit on. It's just, we are all shifting. It's amplified, it's accelerated. We're all in that. And you're in the stream wherever you are in the stream, and there is no higher, lower, better, worse. It's just, you're there and you're working through what you're working through. And that's true of everybody. And everything that's the core stuff is up and being purged right now. And it's really important to remember that if something that is your worst fear, or if you have your fearful stuff, the things you're afraid of is around you, it's like, don't address that, address the fear, because it's the fear vibration that's pulling that stuff in, and it's coming home to be purged right now. So it's like, instead of, trying to push it away, you sort of have a homecoming party by saying, oh, hello, this is all the stuff I'm afraid of. Wonderful. Now I'm going to say, now I'm going to work with the light, let the light come through, give the physical body and life, because that's an extension, permission and instruction to let the light just pour through like a tsunami and clear all of that away, clear the fear away. And then its manifestations will go with it. It's inside out. It's working from a vibrational point first. We're all in a very intense school for that right now. So it's like, you will learn to trust, and you will learn to deal with everything at a vibration level first.
Yeah, well, you have one of those moments where you've gone through one of these big ones, or what seems like a big one, and then you look back and go, God, why did I hang on to all that old shit for so long and make it so complicated, you know? And then you see others struggling with it, and you're like, just let go.
Welcome to my job.
Yeah.
Just let go, you know. But on the other hand, you know, you have the compassion for yourself when you look at it and you say, oh my gosh, you know, well, why didn't you let go? Because you were conditioned not to, taught not to, imprinted not to. You know, all of these things were part of the weaving of ego, of personality, of what you believed yourself to be, of an identity that's completely illusory and completely false. And so when you finally, there's a, you know, I don't know, it's different for everybody. There are moments and moments and moments of finally, you know. I think final is probably a word we need to find something else for. Yeah. You pop through these veils of, oh, and just let it go, let it go, let it go, because you are light. You are the love field. That's what you are. And this other stuff is fun to play with if you can stop identifying with it. You can play with anything. You can be anything. Just if you identify with it, you're stuck. You just stuck yourself. You put yourself in a box. Mm-hmm. Once you get that, then you start going, oh, well, you know, I don't need all these boxes. This isn't, you know, this isn't necessary. I can pull anything from source at any time. And that's what the ego does with it. And then what source does with it is she starts playing through you as the light that you are. And then that's real. When, you know, the different aspects or the different essences or the vibrations of source come through you, that's real. And they start playing through you. And, you know, you might do or say or act out in ways that you never would have imagined, but it's all perfect for the moment. And that's really more true. That's really more real. It's just letting the essence of what is real come through you.
It's interesting. So I'm realizing identity, and oftentimes that will be unconscious. I'm thinking, especially with this amplification of light, that for so many, the fear of being persecuted for the light that we are, it seems to really be like, this stuff has to clear. So I'm noticing it all over the place. Many, many people I've been talking with have this huge desire to really, you know, push through the stuff or to bust through it or whatever, and to really just let their light shine. And at the same time that they have this unconscious or coming into awareness resistance to feel that is definitely a fear of persecution. So yeah, it's almost like any of that's ever been identified with consciously or unconsciously now doesn't seem to have a place to hide anymore, which is why it's so up for everyone.
Because it's all being drawn in to go poof.
Yeah.
You know, that's what's happening. I mean, in duality, which is what we are transcending, we're transcending into a unity field. You know, there are many. But duality has the either or. So greatest desire is always going to be mirrored by worst fear. Always. In a dualistic system. Now, polarity is one thing, duality is another. Duality has this either or, and it's a tension thing that, you know, the deadly embrace, like Chinese puzzles that you can't get your fingers out of until you let go. You know, so this is all being drawn in tight, really tight. So then we really feel the double bind. We feel it in our bodies. But then it's like, let the light come through and just dissolve it. Let it go. Give it up. You know, try to keep pushing to one side or the other, or making this better, making more of that. It's like, let go. It's not real. You know, it's part of the illusion. You know, and is it that easy? Yes and no. You know, wherever you have hooks or tethers or filters, they're going to come up with it. You know.
So what do you see as possible and available for us in this time now, like, you know, leading up to the solstice and beyond?
Well, this is an interesting year because this is a year of total turbulence. This is, I mean, it's funny because it's something that was foreseen and yet could not be foreseen. It's just, everything is totally, like the particle field is just, you know, doing this because it's a good shakeout. Mm-hmm. It's like a threshing floor or whatever. And what's happening as of the June solstice, which is the one we're talking about, is again a big blast of light, because they all of these alignments are a huge opening to light. What we can do, how we can use that, is a little different. I mean, any opening, we need to become it in order to go through it. The underlying tech of it, the light tech, is that you allow your frequency to become that. And then you could say that you move through it, but you move through it by becoming it. It's true of anything. We embody a certain frequency, we vibrate in a certain way, and then our reality changes. Mm. But it has to be 100%. It can't be that little smear on top of, the iceberg that's under there vibrating in a whole lot of other ways, because then you get the mixed bag results. I mean, we all know that at this point. And so it's really letting the light come through, instead of the last cycle, we keep heaving the iceberg above the water line. Make the unconscious conscious, which was what there was to do. Mm. And yet now it's like, let the tsunami of light come through. And do the rest of it. So let it do the scouring out. And then the tricky part is trusting, because the ego, what's left of the ego, and we have a body, we have an ego. It's not that big, it's like we'll still have one. You just work with it and keep refining and refining and refining. But the ego will always say, well, wait a minute, but it's going to come through and it's going to scour all this out. What if it doesn't do it the way I want? I mean, things will happen the way that they happen, and it will be better. So it's better to be on board with that and say, okay, expect the unexpected. This is going to happen in ways that I might not have imagined, and some of them will really piss me off, because that's the part that needs to be purged. It shows you something. It goes, oh, you had a real agenda or an expectation or something there. Let's let that clear and then see. The situation might resolve, it might need to go away. But that's what we're being taught, is let the light choose, let the infinite decide, let something else come through, because that's you. It's not separate from you. That's what we really are. We all have our agendas, unconscious, conscious, or whatever. Never assume that you don't. It's like you have these agendas in there of how you want things to change. Well, it can change this way, or it can change this much, or I would like it to be this way, or I would like it to be that way, or like the classic girl thing, right? I want my ass to be smaller. It's like, yeah, okay, maybe. But, you have to let the light do what the light's going to do. Right?
Yeah.
And we have the fear. The fear will tell us, well, it's going to do what I don't want. Well, as long as you have that fear there, it will. That's what will happen, because the light will filter through the fear, because you're holding on to it. So it seems insurmountable sometimes, but this wave of light with the solstice, it's really open up to that. Be available just all the way at the particle level for the light to change you, everything, and watch how that unfolds in your life. Instead of trying to adjust and fix and, well, I'll do this and I'll do that and I'll do this and then I'll make this perfect shooting channel for the light to come through because then I'll get what I want. That won't work anymore. It never really did. It's saying, all right, let's let the light come through and do what it wants, because that's me. I am that. And it knows exactly what to do. So there's huge opportunity for that, and just really being able to relax and open. And let the change rip through.
Yeah, and noticing too, I guess what you were saying about those the Chinese puzzle, you say, the instinct perhaps is to want to push, yet the moment that you just relax, you get out of the way, and boom, the energy can flow. So that's what
the current picks you up and carries you.
Beautiful. All right, so do you have some suggestions as to what can support us throughout this time?
Yes. One, don't listen to the fear. And that's harder than it sounds. It sounds obvious. We all know that. But it isn't just sweeping it away or pushing it under the rug anymore. It'll show up, and it might show up as angst, horror, trauma. I mean, there's so much of the trauma stuff coming up. I mean, it's like the whole world has PTSD. So it's like, let it be acknowledged. Just acknowledge, this is what I'm feeling. I'm not going to shove a lid on it or sweep it under the rug or hose it down with light and get rid of it. It's like, no, this is up for a reason. This is energy that needs to be freed. So one, don't ignore it. Let the light come through and comfort those parts of you, soothe those parts of you, so that they let it go. They release those trapped vibrations And then, the infinite will cleanse them. Once a charged state leaves your field, it's neutral energy.
Mm.
You're the one holding it in charge. So it's like, let that happen in your field, and then you still have that energy to use, or source does, in a way that it's really most optimal for you. So that's one. The second thing is just, what I'm always saying, let go, let go, let go, surrender, surrender, surrender. And this isn't a white flag. It's not, and oh God, I give up. But some days it sure feels like it. It's not. It's saying, I'm letting go into the light that I am. It's the I am that. And that is my choice. And, for some, they'll say, well, that's not my choice. I want to be, a doctor or a lawyer or a fireman or what, whatever it is. I said, okay, the light takes many forms. That's okay, but let the limitations go. Even just this much, go to the place of let the limitation go. I had someone say to me recently, well, but I'm a spiritual teacher. That's what I'm supposed to be. And I'm thinking, the only word that wiggles in there is supposed to. And you don't have to go do a whole analysis paralysis thing about that. Like, what does that mean? Does that mean there's an obligation? Does that mean there's a this? It's like, no, just let it relax and let the light in to alter whatever that little funny vibration is. It's really going to the vibratory essence of what you're dealing with, and letting source harmonize it, optimize it, bring it into balance. So those are pretty much.
Yeah, and obviously what supports that is time in nature and self-care, extra self-care. Yeah.
And a whole new definition of it. We have our self-care as the sort of spa day kind of things, and not that those are not absolutely needed, but a lot of that, the self-care has to do with, we need silence. The world is noisy. We need solitude. The world is crowded, and we need that kind of optimized ability to listen to the voice of source as it comes through us. So yes, time in nature, because nature provides those things. And even if all you can find is a little, square plot of grass in the middle of a crowded city street, go kiss that tree. You don't have to do it, out loud so anyone sees. But, just like grateful that there's something there, or houseplants even, or if you can, go spend time outside on the land, anywhere, do that. And then giving yourself every day quiet time, whether it's meditation or not. I highly recommend meditation, but even taking 5 minutes. I was talking to someone yesterday that just in your corporate day, is there a conference room or a focus room or a somewhere in the building where you can go take 5 minutes and just be still? And of course, the person's answer was, well, what if there are like other people in there talking? I'm like, well, then it isn't a quiet room. Really talking about, and yeah, okay, we've all been there, but find some way to really and interrupt your day with it. Not just, I'm going to do this at the beginning of my day, which is great, and the end of my day, that's where we practice our gratitude exercise. That's the other thing. Thank you that this day is going to go source as well. And thank you that I have everything that I need. And thank you that the quiet I need today will come to me.
That feels also that this whole, the taking the self-care to a whole different level is really, really saying yes to what honors the light and no to what doesn't. And that's going to be different for everyone.
Yes, bottom line, yes. And that's unique to everyone. We are all unique and precious aspects of the light. And so that's different for all of us. But yes, that's very important.
Beautiful. All right. So, some good reminders there. Don't buy into the fear, but definitely want to acknowledge what you're feeling. And let the light in. Let the light in. And yeah, it's kind of funny. I always have to laugh when hearing this, like the surrender words. Maybe just also really letting the light in through all the databases, the unconscious and whatever databases we have.
Let the light in through this one channel. It's like, no, just let it come in spherically and just everything. Light tsunami,
Yeah. Beautiful. All right. Is there anything else that you would like to share with us?
Nothing I can think of other than, there's a meditation for the solstice that we could do.
Yeah.
Unless you want to do that separately.
Well, that sounds delicious. Let's go for it.
Okay. So for this upcoming solstice, we all have our ways of meditating, our ways of letting the light in, and they're all valid in one way or another. And all the ways that we do everything are changing right now. So the Great Mother asked that I offer a special little meditation for opening to the solstice light. It's most beneficial if it's used during the solstice window, which is actually a fortnight. It's a week on either side of the 21st of June. I think it is the 21st this year. And so giving yourself that time, but especially on the day, just take a few minutes or walk around this way if you're able to do that. Many of us walk around in meditative states now. So it's a way to do that. So take a couple of deep breaths. You want to relax the physical body. And begin to breathe in consciously without control. Conscious breathing, not controlled breathing. You want to filter for oxygen, meaning that you allow more oxygen into the physical body. Don't worry how it works. It's all by intention. And then building on that, we're going to breathe into allowing prana, chi, life force, whatever you call it. More of that. With every breath, spherical breathing. So it's going to come all the way into the bone marrow. And then as you exhale, any impurities, anything that needs to go, just goes. It's washed clean by the light. Your essence stays with you. Anything else goes back to where it came from. And then with the third set of breathing, you're going to breathe starlight. That's its essence light. It's the clear light. It's our reference point for it. So breathing in the light. And then breathing out the light. And you're just letting the light ebb and flow through all of your bodies. Physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, psychic, infant, embryo, grid, causal, astral, and any other bodies you might be wearing at the moment. Just let the light infuse through everything. Wash all the way through. And then just letting your breathing relax and open. You start all the way at the particle level, deep down in. This is deeper than cellular, deeper than the stem cell replication process. All the way through into the light that inhabits every cell, every atom, every molecule of you. And however you define yourself, your physical body, any of the other bodies, this is your essence. Open to the available light from the solstice, the download. Amazing codes of light, all kinds of information. And what you receive will be what you need, what is optimal for you. You don't need what's optimal for someone else. We are all divine expressions. There we go. Just receive, receive, receive. I'm going to give your physical body instruction and permission to walk around this way for the whole of the solstice window, or maybe after that. Just receive and let it disseminate. Let it radiate from you. Don't set the intention, oh, I'm going to give this to others. Let Source do that. They're getting what they need. Whatever they need from you, Source will take care of. The light is intelligence. It knows what to do. There you go. Rest in this as long as you'd like to. the particles reconfigure, let your DNA coding be replaced with light, be upgraded. The solstice is an upgrade, big one. And then breathe consciously again. Spherical breathing all the way into the bone marrow, and then let it come out through your orb of light. And let the ebb and flow integrate and assimilate your ability to hold light in an amplified, accelerated way. It's gentle and nurturing and soothing for every aspect of your being, dissolving what needs to be dissolved, amplifying what needs a little help. And breathe in life force. It's all the same thing. Super oxygenating the body. And take another couple of deep breaths. And when you're ready, open your eyes and take a look at the light. What we've been given is an opportunity, like many that we've been given up till now, but an opportunity to live this way. So, have at it.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, thank you, Nalini. And for everyone who is watching and receiving this, be sure to go to chaliceofwisdom.com and check out the events that are happening, because if you enjoyed this experience, then participating in the events, I've participated for many years. This is like my soul light group. Yeah, so nurturing, so nourishing. And yeah, give yourself the gift of exploring that. So chaliceofwisdom.com. Thank you, Nalini.
You're welcome.
Happy solstice blessings. And until the next time, many joyful blessings.